Oh, the sunny skies returned to Oklahoma this last weekend. Oklahoma State's great offense showed up. Baylor's did not. 59-24, 35-point win for the Cowboys in Stillwater. Meanwhile, the Sooners went up to undefeated Kansas State, and they ruined their undefeated season. 58-17, that's a 41-point win for the Sooners. Hi, and welcome to the Quest for Week 9. I'm your host, Damon Fontenot, and I'll be guiding you towards the week's premier play from the Cowboys and Sooners. Some pretty good ones to choose from this week, so let's get started with the fourth place finish for the week. Comes from OU's game up in Manhattan, Kansas. We call it Flipping Out. Really not much cleverness for me on this one, as Sooners super senior receiver Ryan Broyles is literally flipping out of bounds on this play. 17-yard pass from Landry Jones to his favorite target. It was originally called a touchdown, but upon further review, Broyles stepped out at the 1-yard line. Blake Bell scored on the next play for the first touchdown of his career. OU took a 7-0 lead. Less than 3 minutes in the game and went on to trounce the Wildcats, 58-17 on the road. Broyles did score on a 29-yard pass later in the game. And here's what outspoken linebacker Travis Lewis had to say at Travis Lewis 28. Sorry, the bandwagon is full, so all the people that jumped off lost your seat. Never doubt the heart of a champion. Great win tonight. It's true, those tiny horses that pull the schooner can only carry so much weight, so if you abandon the ship after the Sooners' ugly home loss to Texas Tech, maybe you can get back on next year after Travis Lewis is gone. On to play number 3. Didn't get a ton of votes, but it was somewhat impressive nonetheless. Play number 3 we call Herschel's Huge Run. Sure, the game up in Stillwater was well out of hand by the time true freshman Herschel Sims broke off this 81-yard run, but the highly touted recruit showed some serious speed on the play as he raced away, untouched, for the longest touchdown of the game. OSU went up 56-10 just under 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Golden State ran for 327 yards and had 2 running backs rush for over 100. Joseph Randall ran for 152 yards, 4 touchdowns. Sims ran for 104 yards in a 35-point win. Okay, so as usually the case, there's one OU and one OSU play that fought it out for ultimate supremacy. It was a close race at one point, but in the end, there was a runaway winner this week. So at number 2, this week, is a play we call All That Jazz. It was a beautiful day up in the Little Apple for Jazz Reynolds and the Sooners. Reynolds, a sophomore, is coming into his own this season and had 3 impressive catches on Saturday, 2 for touchdowns. The best of the lot had to be this ridiculous one-handed catch on the 8-yard pass from Landry Jones. Jazz just sticks his mitt out there and snags the bullet pass like his hand is a huge magnet. Doesn't even use his left hand. Touchdown puts the Sooners up 37-17, about 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 1 week after undefeated season was ruined, Oklahoma wrecks the Wildcats' perfect season. Jazz Reynolds, 3 catches, 51 yards.
Yeah, I had to get something on it. When I seen it come up, it was a little bit in front of me. I just had to get something on it so I can catch up to it, and then when I put my hand up, it just stuck to it, so I just kept rolling with it.
I can really say that I'm not really surprised. I felt that he was making those strides that young people do make. They become more confident, more sure of themselves. Their expectations increase, and they start making more plays.
And if you want to follow Jazz Reynolds on Twitter, he's made some mistakes on Twitter in the past, but if you want to start following him now, Jazz is at JazzR16, and his description on there is convinced there is no such thing as coincidence, the comeback kid. He certainly has been that this season so far. So we've reached the end of our quest, sponsored by Call Ogie. So here is our dig of the week, if you will. Remember, call 811 before you dig. So at number 1 this week, with 58% of the vote and an impressive 3,532 votes, is the play we call a deserving Kai. This play wouldn't be that spectacular if it weren't for the history of the individual involved. Kai Staley was a huge start in Guthrie High School and a promising redshirt freshman for the Cowboys. And he suffered a gruesome knee injury on the practice fields in Stillwater. While doctors doubted he would ever play again, he's worked his way back all the way to the starting fullback position for the Cowboys. In his 4th year, Staley finally got into the end zone with this 18-yard pass from Brandon Whedon. After the game, the beaming Staley told us how it felt to hit pay dirt for the very first time.
All I can say is finally. Been here 4 years. Everybody, of course, knows my story. Just glad to finally get that first touchdown, and that it was a great experience. You know, Coach tells us all the time to act like we've been there. Well, I tell him if I get there, I don't know how to act. So I didn't know how to act when I got there. You know, I just celebrated and thanked the man above that finally getting me to that place in my life.
Everything Kai does is just kind of a reminder of how special college football is, and seeing young men overcome obstacles. And Kai had a really difficult situation, we all know that, and he's worked his way back, and I'm sure there's some people that think that he shouldn't be out there. But he's made that decision. We've supported him 100%, and he makes plays for us. He's a big part of the football team.
Hey, remember, this show is all about you, and if you have any questions or comments, anything you need to tell us, you can check out @the_quest on Twitter and @NewsOKSports, of course, on Facebook. It's News OK Sports Facebook page. How about the schedule this next Saturday? Number 6, Oklahoma hosts Texas A&M at Owen Field. 2:30 in Norman. That's the first day game at home for OU this season. And Oklahoma State, ranked number 3 in the BCS, will host Kansas State. They now have 1 loss, of course. That'll be 7 o'clock in Stillwater on Saturday night. So that's going to do it for another episode of The Quest, sponsored by Call Okie. Remember to vote on our poll on News OK every Monday through Wednesday. Before we go this week, we lost a true pioneer in our business and a great ambassador for the state. Photojournalist Tim Money and myself worked with Bob Berry Sr. at Channel 4 for many years. In that time, he shared an almost infinite amount of knowledge with us and a lot of corny jokes. He was one of our favorite people in the world, and we will miss him dearly.